Love and light, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Clear View. If this is your first time, I hope it's not, but I'm sure it's some of your first time. Be sure to subscribe to the channel now, and if you feel led to like and comment, you might as well do that while you're watching the video too. This is I was going to say this is the first video. This is actually my second video of 2021. I just didn't post the first one yet. I've been having some complications with that, but that one's coming out. But the Clearview has been doing some small transitions, and within the next few weeks, we'll be back to the show program, the dialogue interview. But in the meantime, between time, these talks still matter. The show must still go on. Someone asked me yesterday, what does love and light mean? Like, why I always say love and light? And I'm like, it's literally what it means to me, love and light. I lead with love and I lead with light. I lead with good intentions, good vibes. Yeah, everything good. So I like to make that very clear before I speak or before I engage into anything, love and light. This is the room of love and light, the presence in the space of love and light. So if you were wondering why I say that too, then the question was just answered. But guys, if y'all don't know me, well, let me help the ones who don't know. I lead and I love transparency. Like, when I got familiar and comfortable with being transparent, I wanted to share with everyone. Yeah, I didn't want to keep it to myself. I wanted everyone to understand, like, transparency is so important, and it ain't nothing wrong with being, like, it's okay to be embarrassed about something or to not know how to really deal with something, but the more transparent you are, people can help you. You never know who's going through the same thing you're going through. So that's why transparency is so important to me, because I like to keep it real as I can, okay? So in this video today, oh guys, excuse the background noise if you hear a little stuff, some construction going on outside. But in this video today, I wanted to be very, very transparent, and I just realized this same thing about myself, even though I thought, and that's the thing about lessons. You think you learn it and then it'll happen again and it's something else you learn. Or sometimes you have to go back and revisit or relearn something about that lesson. You thought you got it, but you didn't get it. Well, anyway, child, so about a few weeks ago, I was at an event, and there was a young lady there who, I guess a few years ago, like when I say a few years ago, I mean like 9, almost 10 years ago, we didn't see eye to eye. I'm not gonna say what the problem was. It wasn't even that big of a deal, but you know, we didn't see eye to eye. And we had I wouldn't say we had a problem with each other, but I guess back then, that's what I say. I don't like her, she don't like me. That's how it was. I even got cut cross it. It was like that. But I've seen this person a few times after that incident over the years. And the energy, it's been shifting for me because I'm not the same person that I was a couple of years ago. Anyway, in this situation that I saw in the last time, she really triggered me. And let me explain why she triggered me, okay? Let me just make this very clear. Like I said, we had some issues a few years, not some, because I'm making it sound like it's a lot. We had an issue a few years ago, and anyone I ever had an issue with a few years ago, that don't even exist. Like, it don't even live in my world no more, because whatever that issue was, it's no longer an issue to me. So that means whoever the issue was connected to, that means me and that person don't have no issue no more. That's not good, right? Right. That's how I think it makes sense to go. All right, so when I was in this situation with her, she triggered me because I realized that she was in the same space that we were in a few years ago. She was in that same space. So she was intentionally coming in my turf, in my area where I was, to trigger me. And let me help y'all understand the trigger. And let me help y'all understand how people know your triggers. A trigger could be something that someone tries to relive, like tries to bring up something from the past, or tries to poke the bell or poke a button they know ain't a button to poke because of whatever they're still experiencing now, or because they're still stuck in the past. Well, I say if you're still experiencing that same energy now, you are stuck in the past. It's the same thing for me. Anyway, I just could tell this individual, she was just really trying to get a rise out of me. And I had to check myself because I knew what she was doing and I understood her intention. I started to get a bit heated. Like, no one knew, but it was like, I was just starting to feel really annoyed. Like, this woman is trying me. Yeah, this is called trying. She trying me. And her intention may not be to trigger me, but the reality is triggering. It's still triggering. Anyway, after I left that situation, nothing happened, by the way. You know, she did what she did. I appeared to be unbothered in that sense, but it was starting to bother me because the old me would have reacted or check her, like, excuse me, you mean me? You trying to? The old me would have do that, but everything does not deserve a confrontation, and that's what I learned in it too. Anyway, so when I left there, I felt really disturbed. Like, I don't know why. Like, well, yeah, I know why. I was upset. I was upset that she did that, and I was upset that I was upset, if that makes sense. So when I thought about it, when I went home and I just like thought about it, I'm like, you can't expect people to grow with you or elevate because you elevated. You can't expect because you put something behind you and you're moving forward for everyone to do the same thing. Also, this is me telling myself these things. You can't expect for your growth to be someone else's reality. And I was like, what a word, because that's what really disturbed me. Like, because people are stuck where they are, they would project their reality onto you. You understand? Like, this person and I, we know some of the same people, but we're not in the same circles. So the effort and the energy it took for her to go out of her way to do what she did was a reflection of her reality and where she is. But my responsibility is to make sure that I'm grounded and I'm good wherever I'm at. And that was my whole thing. And I'm so happy and proud of my awareness, because had I not been aware, her energy, her negative, intentional energy would have just corrupted mine like it probably would have 10, 11 years ago. And that's a serious thing, because we have people now walking by us, walking past us, who had issues with us a few years ago. I talking about, and I say 10, you got people who have 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years ago issues or whatever that they still walking around with. And that is so scary. Like, y'all, I don't want to be 10 years from now mad at someone 10 years ago. Like, that's not, I don't want to occupy a space that does not serve me. I don't feel like that's doing me any justice. And I feel like everything that happens is a lesson. Because even though I thought that I overcame that, because I knew, listen, let me tell you something about growing. If you don't know, as you grow, and when I say grow, as you shed old skin to new skin, and old perspectives and old habits to new, pure, better habits, you will encounter persons who only know that one version of you. Like, they're only going to be able to give an account of that one version they have of you, because they don't know the current experience and the current version of you. And whose problem is that? That's their problem. That's what I had to realize. Like, I was mad for like 2 days, and I was like, girl, why you mad? I had to really check my emotions, and I had to like kind of turn up the emotions and use pure logic and say, like, look, are you in that same space you were 10 years ago? No. Does this issue, whatever that issue was, still affect you like it did 10 years ago? No. So why should the energy of this person who's still carrying that issue for whatever reason, why should that affect you? And I'm like, it really shouldn't. I know it's easier said than done, but that was a turning point for me. Realizing that the new version of you is a version that only you and the persons who are close to you will be able to attest and account for. People who know you long time and don't know you today, They don't know you. Like, if someone say, oh, what she tell me, she say she know you. Where she know me from? How long she know me? Because, darling, that ain't me. I understand that's the experience you may have had a couple of years ago, a couple of seasons ago, but this is not who I am today. And I think that's what kind of bothered me, the fact that she was in that same energy that we once were in together. I'm not gonna put it all on her. We once were in that same energy. But it made me upset and it made me feel way that she was projecting that old nasty energy onto me that I cannot do anything with. And I get so defensive over my space and my peace of mind now because I know what it took for me to get here. Just like anyone else watching this who you may be transitioning now, or you may be on the road to transitioning, growing, elevating, whether that's spiritually, however you're growing in any way, you will encounter persons who laugh at your growth, say, well, what's she doing? Or this ain't who she is, or whatever, because they are stuck where they are. And remember, this is a projection of them. People project their reality onto you. How people treat you is how they treat themselves. How people view you is how they view themselves. And, ooh, child, when I was in that situation, I was mad. I couldn't look past all of that, but emotion is a serious thing. Like, all you know is, does someone feel like they're coming for me, and I don't like how this feel, and you get in protective mode so much. And you're going to continue to do that as you grow. But from my personal experience, I just want to share with you, don't allow it to be something that emotionally drains you. Trying to get in the head of others, trying to wonder why someone can't view me the way I view me. That's a big deal, because I wanted everyone to view me how I view me now. It was like, okay, I view me like this now, so I need all of y'all to view me like this. But it don't work like that. That's just not how it works. I wanted everyone to view me because I came out of a certain space, and I wanted everyone to be on that same train with me, but people have to be on their train. However, wherever direction they're going in, that's their train. So her projection of the past that she is still dwelling in, it corrupted me in that moment, because that's how strong energy is, y'all. I know y'all the time you say energy a lot, and I know you may hear the word energy more, but energy is literally the life force, like inside of me right now, speaking to you. Her energy was her intention that she brought some negative stuff my way, did some malicious things to get my attention, did some little stuff to try to get a stir and a rise out of me, and she was almost there, because she knew that if she did that a couple of years ago, that's what would happen. So I was standing in that position, fighting with myself, like, should I or should I not? I knew I should not have reacted, that's why I didn't. But it's still not easy. Like, once again, y'all, the growing process, y'all ever heard about growing pains? Growing pains? This is a growing pain, because it's like, you learn a lesson on something, you understand it, and then now God say, all right, kick you right in the situation. Let me see how you can handle this. Let me see what you can do. How you can deal with this. And it's like, okay, God, this is a test. It's a test, right? I wasn't ready. But there's no test that you will be ready for. So yeah, that was my experience with that. And I thank her, honestly. Like, I thank her for provoking, for trying to provoke me, to show me what else I do need to work on, what areas I still need to pour and feed into, because I thought I was done with that lesson. I thought because I had elevated to a certain point, still elevating to a certain point, that whenever I come around that energy, it's gonna roll off me like water. And that's not always the case. Why? Because I hit a couple of points that means I'm excluded from these things. No. To be honest, I feel like they're going to come at me more now as these tests of faith and strength to see. Let me see if you really did your work on this. Let me see where you're at with this. So thank you, girl. That was my experience with that. And yeah, like, anyone I ever shared any negative space with, I no longer share, because it doesn't serve me. And to be honest, it should be the same thing with you. Anyone you ever had an issue or a problem with, I know it's dependent on the issue and the problem, but I talk about these little petty, stupid stuff, especially. Like, there's no reason to carry them out. Like, they don't serve me. I have no reason to continue not liking you. I didn't even have a reason to not like you in the beginning. I didn't like what you did. I didn't like how things went. But to say I'm putting you on the list of people I don't like for the rest of my life, do you all know how much energy that takes? That's too much work. That means every time I see you, I gotta remember I don't like you. Or I gotta remember, oh, she did this to me. Or remember that 10 years ago when this happened. Girl, 10 years ago? Honey. It's funny, but there are so many people walking around with these burdens and these grudges they've had for years. And baby, you have to let it go. You are blocking so many blessings. You are blocking so many good things that want to come into you because you have so many layers of bad things. Like so many layers of bad things, pain, trauma, regret, doubt, all of these things. Like all of those things are blockages. Those are walls like that stop you from getting to your full and greatest potential. Let it go. That was my message. That's my message for this. Like, and for me, Pia, let it go. Let's let it go. Like, is it serving you? Does it matter? Does it help you? Does it finance you? Does it do anything to help your life or help your experience in any way? No. So let it go because it's baggage. And I don't want to be the bag lady. I can't be the bag lady. So y'all, let's get the discussion popping in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about that. Have y'all ever like experienced somebody years later, months later, whatever it is, and they still in the same space? And if they were in the same space, were they able to project their negative energy onto you? And think about that, because I thought it couldn't happen to me because I thought I was just so strong in myself and in my sense of awareness that I cannot be affected by that. But clearly, I still had some cleaning up and some work to do in that area. So let me know what y'all think, because it's natural. It's something that's natural. But it's not something that we need to keep carrying with us because it's baggage. But it is good to make awareness of it and nip it in the bud so it don't bother you no more. And sometimes it's a lesson to that other party too, that, okay, I still have this 10, 15-year issue. And this person don't even care, or don't even care, but they just don't even have interest towards it. Maybe I should not have interest with this 10-year issue no more. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes people learn from us. Sometimes people, like, they really learn from what we do. And people treat you how they treat themselves. That's just the biggest lesson for me. Projection. So be careful about, I'm just led to say this part. Be careful about the persons around you projecting their reality onto you. Not even the persons you may have had an issue with a few years ago, months ago, whatever. The persons who are closest to you and around you projecting their own reality and their experience onto you, because sometimes it could be toxic. And sometimes we could be biting the bait of something that is going to disservice us in the long run. So be very mindful and aware of that. But love and light, y'all. Thank you so much for always supporting the Clear View, for watching, for sharing. I ain't stopping, okay? Someone just inboxed me this morning and was like, girl, where the talks is? Where you been? And I'm like, honey, I've been recalibrating back to 2021, but your girl is back. And as always, stay true to yourself. Stay true to you, because the only person who could keep it 1,000 with you is you. Thank you guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be back with another video soon.